Well, hello everybody and welcome to Let's Build with Mods. This is part 7, and this is the last video in this series for this build here at Echo Lake Lumber Mill, aka Tinkertown. Now, I've got quite a few things done here. I didn't want to bore you guys with all the little fiddly crinkles and wrinkles here, but I'm just really trying to go for a slum look. You know, real dilapidated, decayed walls, broken down, and hence we're going to nickname it the Scums. And so here at the Scums, it's real ratty, it's in poor condition, the settlers are abused, they work real hard and paid very little, and they just can't afford much besides a couple of toothpicks. So I'm going to go ahead and mess with this little railing here a little bit. And I'd like to just let you guys know that the next time you see me will be the finished product of this build. So you'll want to stay tuned and watch for that, because there's a couple of things I haven't showed you that I really want to kind of shock you with, or I hope I shock you with. Something that you just might not expect here. So anyways, like I said, I was going for the kind of junky look. That's why I got these wooden walls in and doors, and I kind of built them blue ones first. Then I started with these two here up against the stand and just kind of built these orange ones out from there. And I'm just trying to go different random directions, nothing, running in the same direction too much, and just kind of give it an all over the place look. I do plan on putting a bunch of railings up and catwalks, so I'd like to somehow try to connect everything together with all of that. Now I'm going to try and stick this piece in. As you can see, they're pretty easy or straightforward how they snap. There's several different kinds, and then there's the same kinds, but they're on the stilts, so you can get this, built off the ground look without using a bunch of different pieces. And we'll put this little 3-layered piece on, and yeah, I really like that. That just really frames in that doorway, gives it that nice little alleyway kind of feel. Alright, well, let's go in here and let's work on this little door area. Now, actually, a bunch of things can snap here. You can snap walls in there, so you could do windows, you could do, as you can see, I've done some dilapidated walls and put in there. You can also put in one of the cargo doors that actually open and close. But I'm going to go ahead and continue with what I've been doing and putting the old, rickety wood looking destroyed wood pieces up, so that way it just continues to keep looking like the Scums should look. And I think we'll put in a corner piece. Let's make this a little bigger. It's going to be a place where they might come, have a cold drink, smoke a cigarette, look at all the other poor bastards that live here, and wish they were somewhere else. Alright, like you said, got them just going in different directions. Those will make great bedrooms. Put a few beds in there, and maybe a couple in this one here. Let's see, let's put something on this end. And instead of doing a metal piece, let's just stick with the old Scums tradition and put something wooden on there. And it'll match up with that other piece that sticks out right there. So let's go ahead. Now, these are all found in the vanilla part of the menu, so I'm not using any mods, or the only thing modded here is the trailers, the little cargo trailer. So all this wood is actually vanilla items. And that looks pretty good. I'm not sticking out any farther than the blue buildings, so it kind of still gives me a pathway down to that dock. And it looks like it might line up with that little bridge right there, so we'll see if that happens. Okay, now I've got even more done. I've got the scaffolding in, and I've got the different little walkways and how it all connects together.
I never met someone that did the captain's dance.
I do have some of the supports since we do have these different kinds of scaffolding and supports, I don't want it to look like it's just floating in the air anymore. I want it to look like it's actually really real and built there. And I actually built a little bit more onto the scums. I added the scummier section. So there's a room for a few more beds in there. I was a little short on bed space, so that's why I added that in. And we'll go on up the stairs from the ground level. And if I take a left right here at T's, and if I take a left again, it takes us into our room where the elevator is at. So you kind of know where that's at. And then it actually goes straight across and goes into that trailer that we just in the last segment placed on here. Okay, we're going to go up one more level and walk above. Now that's going to be where the bar is at. But we haven't worked on that yet, so we're going to go over there in a minute. But I just wanted to show you how I connected this all up and put it to these little pieces here. I don't remember what they're called, but we're not going to go over there and mess around too much because that's one of the secrets. Shh! Don't tell nobody. Okay. As you can see, my little building using the signs as my walls is looking really good. I'm super happy with how it's turning out. I want it kind of closed in, but I don't want it fully closed in because I want to be able to see the signs from even outside. But I want it to look like it's part of the building. So I've got this little area up here which, you know, roofs it off real nice, and we're still able to use the peaked roof. But now I want to do something here. I want to put these really cool little tarp things up there. And I messed with them for hours, and I could get them to snap to this, but they wouldn't snap to that, or they wouldn't snap close to one another. I had an immense amount of problems with them. So I devised a way to get them up there the way I want. Now what I did is I used in the barn category this like half a wall. And I put one on the ground, and then I snapped a second one to the top. Now since I've already got it where I want it, I just snapped the first one to the top. But then I snapped the awning to that wall. Put the little, whatever, that fourth or eighth block from concrete section up beside it. And now I'm just going to press and hold A. And I'm going to highlight that up, and I'm going to bring it over to the second piece that I already have done. And it's already set up, and I'm going to try to match the two pieces up. Now, I did this several times, and it's a lot harder than it looks. A lot harder. I could get it side to side, but I was always off front to back. So I learned after a while you need to get it where you can kind of see it here in the back a little bit. And then you can line it up, and once you line this up correctly, that awning is straight with itself clear across. And that's how you can keep the awning straight. And oh my god, I can't believe it. I did it exactly perfect, like the first time ever. But guess what? It's not gonna work. I'm actually too close to my build. And when I go to pick that up here in a second, it's going to pick up the entire place that I've built here. Everything is so close together, I literally pick everything up. So, when we go back to the next segment, it'll be a readjustment where I moved down a little farther than where I was just at. But I'm placing in some floors there, so that way I can set this on top of it and try to line it up with that ceiling up there. Now I did a quick save. Don't forget to quick save. That way you can always go back and try it again if it's not quite right. And as you can see, we're a little farther away. Not so close. Now I've already tried this, so I kind of know where I want to be. And you want to be underneath of it so you can see the length of it. You want to be able to see down the length of it. But you also want to grab the post as high on the post as you can, because when you pick it up, it goes in the air somewhat. And so when you're pushing it down to the ground, it cuts off your upper view that you were seeing real nice. And we're going to go ahead and bring it up and try to line this guy up. And if you see what I mean, see how much of the upper that we can't see that we could before we picked it up? So our view is cut off a little bit. That's why you want to grab it as close to the top of that pole as possible. Okay, trying to line it up. Now I'm struggling with seeing if it's dead center or not. So I'm going to move around here and hopefully, because I didn't mark it, try to find the middle of the deal, and I didn't. It's off by a lot. Okay. So see, this is where the quick save comes in nice. I'll go ahead and figure out my adjustments that I want to make. I'll reload and get started again with it. So I think to help me see this a little better, I'm going to put in a vanilla quarter floorboard. That way I can see the post drop up and down, and I know I'm in the center. So let's use the quick save and try it again. Alright, we're back and we're ready to try it again. Now the first thing we're going to want to do is go over and make our adjustments that we just did. And it was as simple as we just inserted a vanilla quarter floorboard. So there's not a lot of things we got to do. There's no sense to, re-quick save again. That's all just a waste of time. So we're going to get back in the same position and try to get as close to the top of that as we can. I did try grabbing it by the tarps. It does not work the same. I guess it considers them as the first things you've grabbed. So don't think you can get away with it by grabbing the end of the tarp. It won't work. Okay, and once again, we're just going to try to line it up with the roof above our head. Try to make it as straight as we can, and then once we think we got it straight, we'll try to find center. Try to get a little closer. Okay, you just saw it drop and rise again. That means I'm right in the center. I'm real close to the center. Now I'm just going to kind of try to guess about what center of that center. And my God, it's almost perfect, almost dead on. It is a little bit crooked there on the right hand side. It is in the board just a little bit. This one's perfect there. Yeah, as you can see, it's just inside there a little bit, but it's totally acceptable. I'm not going to worry about it. Nobody will ever notice that. It looks good. It looks just like I was hoping it would look. Now this did take a little bit of time to get this effect, but I feel it was well worth the time invested in it. And it's giving me that authentic look, that kind of, post-apocalyptic without being completely, totally destroyed.
Too many miles on the road. Hey, it's terrible.
Excuse me there. Alright, we are preparing to clear out the sky for a rad storm. But I wanted to use that so we could just get a little better look at it. Now, originally I did use those roof pieces there with the windows in it, or the glass. And I'll put the end piece back in that. But I eventually change over to a catwalk, which I'm much happier with. You're able to walk around that building and get kind of a three-sided view of the property. And it really changed the look of it, and I was glad that I went that direction instead of with this roofing that's right here. Okay, let's put this last piece in real quick. And that's what it would have looked like if I would have stayed with that roof. And then of course I would have added in all the other pieces that still aren't in there yet. Some of the floors, and a few other items like that. Okay, well, that about wraps up part 7. Once again, if you're excited to see what this build looks like completed, that's what the next video is. So reach down there, hit that subscribe button, give me a comment, let me know what you guys are thinking about this. Is this rocking or what? I mean, the little, things that we can do now with these mods are just too numerous to mention, and I cannot even comprehend all the builds that I can do here, and just will continue to do. So, we're just going to take a quick look at what I got. I'm going to go ahead and finish it off. Nothing major is going to happen, and the next video I get out will be the finished build of this one. Alright, well, once again, thank you everybody. I appreciate your viewing time and coming and checking me out, and your support on my YouTube channel. I appreciate that very much. And I can't wait to see you again on the next Let's Build with Mods, where we'll be back out at Nordhagen Beach. Alright, good night everybody.